Yo, what's good with you? Back in black with another Delta Force video. If you guys are new to the channel and you love shooting games just like me, make sure you aim for that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. It'll help you find better teammates and improve your skill-based matchmaking. Today I am here to make a case for why you should main medics in Delta Force if you don't already, and after my attempt to persuade you, I will transition into some tips and tricks, and then basically we can discuss what you guys think in the comment section if need be. But yeah, man, I played many of Battlefield games in the past, and I can say that I've noticed a reoccurring theme over the many years and the degradation of that franchise, of course, and that is that the theme, or basically what I'm saying, is that the team that has the better medics is basically the team that's going to win the game more often than not, or generally speaking. And the reason that I make such a proclamation is for the simple fact that the main function of the medic is to keep your teammates alive, of course, which translates directly into the, retention of tickets for your team if you're playing the conquest mode, or more lives for your team if you're playing the breakthrough mode as well. Is obviously going to be just as effective in a defensive manner, because the more bodies you have on a point or protecting a flank, the harder it's going to be for the attackers to succeed in general. And as a medic role, not only do you get the privilege and the responsibility of keeping your team alive, which again directly translates into a win more often than not, you also gain the ability to heal yourself more often and more effectively, which will definitely bode well in your favor if you're actually good at killing the enemy. And also when it comes to accumulating high scores, whether that be from again getting the kills due to the quick and easy heals on yourself, or from healing your teammates and reviving your teammates, which you should be doing, and that should be your main focus anyways if you're going to pick the medic class. All that being said, me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can attest to this as well, simply run into, medics who don't do their jobs effectively, or even worse, run into teams that don't have enough medics at all to even attempt to have a successful game. So, all that being said, again, I figured I would just state my case for why medics are so pivotal when it comes to, trying to even win the game in the first place. And, hopefully we can get to a point where we can have more of them on teams, and the ones that we actually do see on teams will perform their roles a little bit better than what we see on a general day-to-day basis. So after explaining, kind of what a medic is and what they're supposed to do, like everybody doesn't know, I'm being sarcastic there, I figured I would transition more into the philosophy, or like the ideology or mindset you should have when, trying to play this class, generally speaking. So just to, rip the band-aid off, getting into step one, I would definitely focus on spatial awareness and knowing exactly where you are in relation to your team. This is important, especially if you're a solo queue player. I mean, if you're playing with a squad, obviously you want to stay by your team, because 9 times out of 10 you guys are going to be in Discord. So, more power to you. But for those people who like to go into the game solo queue, which I'm sure is a lot of you, you kind of want to stay by the bulk of your team. So to help you with that, I would recommend going into the settings at some point and enlarging that mini map so you can pay attention to all the cyan dots, because that's where the bulk of your revive points are going to be. And the more of those you have around you, the more of an asset you are to your team, generally speaking. That said, I don't want to make it seem like you always need to be near the, nucleus of your team, as it kind of pays dividends to support flanking units as well. Or maybe you want to support a vehicle team, help keep them alive as well. But generally speaking, you kind of want to swap between, what front you're supporting mid-game, and that's kind of something that is, I guess I'll leave it up to your discretion if that is something that you can figure out. I guess I can get into the nitty-gritty if you really need me to, maybe on a live stream or something like that. But yeah, just kind of pick whether you're supporting a frontal assault or a flank or what have you, and just make sure you're doing a good job wherever you are. Once it's been established that you're not off and West Bumblefuck being the most selfish medic that you can be and not supporting your team in any way, shape, or form, we can transition to step two, which is going to be to throw your smoke as often as possible, as you are the only one who has any type of deterrent when it comes to the enemy team having a clear vision of what your team has going on. Heaven forbid the opposition is also using recon abilities and you're not throwing smoke to cover your team on top of that. You guys are more than likely not going to have a good time. Not only is it imperative to obscure the other team's vision whenever you get the opportunity, it also gives your team a fighting chance to move up when it comes to flanking or moving up generally speaking. Even if it's on the front line, you can do it relatively safely, I guess. I know that's kind of safe is kind of a abstract word when it comes to playing Delta Force, but it also gives you at least a solid 85% success ratio when it comes to reviving your teammates. Very often, I see a medic run right by me when they simply could have just popped smoke and res me. I mean, I guess it's possible they could have not had smoke, but I mean, considering that resupply ammo boxes are littered around all over the place, it's just something that I find it very far-fetched to be in that kind of situation, especially when I'm averaging like 35 plus revives a game, as you can see in the gameplay. Getting back on track, basically I'm saying that there's no excuse for somebody to run over, or a medic rather, to run over your body, considering that it only takes like a second and a half to get that res off. So I don't know, it's just something that's really grinds my gears, for lack of a better word. Granted, even I myself will miss the rare occasional res opportunity, but if I do, it's probably because I'm directly getting shot at and it's a hindrance for me to res you in the open, then we're both gonna die. So that's the only time that I can really say it's okay to run over somebody's body. So I don't know, you let me know if you guys run into a similar situation where medics will have a perfect opportunity to res you and pass it up for seemingly no reason whatsoever. The third and the final tip that I kind of wanted to give when it comes to like gameplay philosophy, when I guess when it comes to being a medic, is it'll pay you dividends to stick around the choke point. It kind of ties back into sticking around the team, but it's more so about like map knowledge more so than just looking where the dots are on the map, or where the majority of the dots are on the map. This game definitely has a lot of them, very choke pointy, especially on Shafted, for example. There's a lot of opportunities where your team will bunch up, and this gives you the opportunity to throw down your ammo box or your medical crate. And if I had to recommend one to you, if you were going to play medic more often than not, I'm going to say you would be better off choosing the medical crate, because your teammates are going to take damage more often than they're going to run out of ammo, and somebody else more often than not will have the ammo box, so you don't even necessarily have to worry about it. Or worst case scenario, they do have ammo boxes on the map, like Battlefield 5 with the attrition system, so you can just run up to those and press F and you will be refilled. So all that being said, when you see your team bunching up on a corner, that's a great opportunity to get some points. Not only that, you will heal a bunch of teammates all at once, and you will also know where to deploy your smoke, so your team will actually have the ability to move up. And it also gives your team who is playing recon a chance to shine, because with all that smoke going on, their recon abilities are going to be even more vital when it comes to spotting the enemy through the smoke, and giving your team a chance to move up at the same time. So all of these things kind of work in unison, but if you follow all three of them at the same time, you can easily get like top 5 on the scoreboard every game, if not top of the list, if I do say so myself. Oh yeah, another point that I wanted to add in before this video ended, I almost forgot, but like, something that is very, very profound about being a really good medic is the mental impact that it has on your team. And I don't know if this is something that anybody can attest to in the comments, but it is something that I have generally noticed myself over time. Like, if I go out of my way to be the best medic that I can be for my team and just, revive everybody that I come across, I find that the randoms, whether they be in my squad or not, they will literally go out of their way to be better teammates as well. And it doesn't even matter what class they are. It could be blowing up the vehicles faster, it could be dropping ammo at a more convenient rate, it could be buddy reviving me every chance they get, or it could be even somebody switching the medic just to keep the flow going as far as like what I got going on. So that kind of goes back into what I was saying is like when you go out of your way to be the best teammate that you can be, especially if you're being a medic, then that's just something that translates to everybody that's on your team as well. And then you guys can eventually get to a point where you're rolling the other team because your synergy is so, high and going crazy. So I don't know, can't really extrapolate that with data, but somebody in the comment section can let me know if that is also something that they have experienced in, at any point in the future or past when they played Battlefield or this game. So yeah, let me know. And just to elaborate on that a little bit more, in my experience, playing Medic has always been an easy way to get near, if not the top of the scoreboard, because you have a multitude of ways to, accumulate score. Especially if you're actually good at shooting people, you get to exercise that. Whereas if you were playing Assault, that's pretty much the only thing that you would be doing. But not only do you get to kill people as a medic, you also get to heal your teammates and keep them alive at the same time. So that's double the score right there. Then you get to use your medical boxes and ammo boxes on top of that. So I mean, it's really just one of those things that makes it easy to level up and get all your unlocks, which I know this is a free-to-play game, and the name of the game is the more experience you can gain from round to round, sooner you can unlock all the OP weapons. But that said, I do plan on making similar videos about each class, Assault, Support, Recon. And the reason I say that is because I want to see how well balanced they are between each other, and I want to see how the synergies play out a little bit better. I mean, for the most part, up until this point, I had been maining Medic pretty much every game, unless there was like a challenge that required me to use an ability that somebody else had. But if it were up to me, I would just play Medic 24/7. So gotta try and branch out at some point, otherwise I won't be able to provide accurate feedback. But what I do want to ask is, what do you guys think about the medics so far in this game? Do you think it is the best class in Delta Force? Do you run into medics often when you are playing the game by yourself? And I guess what I would ask is, what is your feedback on those medics when you do come across them? Are they the best medic you have ever seen in your life? Are they the worst medic? They never revive you at all? Are they average, kind of somewhere in the middle, depending on the game? What's your experience? Let me know down in the comment section. And if you have any tips that I did not get in this video and you want to throw them in there as far as like gameplay philosophy, when it, I guess it comes to how you should play as a medic, feel free to let me know again down in the comment section. And yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing that I'm really missing at this point is I didn't really comment on how they play in the extraction mode, which I haven't gotten into too much, but we can do that in another video. Neither here nor there. If you enjoyed the video, agree with anything I said, don't forget to aim for that like button, shoot that subscribe button as well. It'll help you find better teammates, improve your skill-based matchmaking. And yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Black Guy out.